The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought with it being such a unique thing that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. Things like that. And it's just a unique film of him.
He says, I beat you. He says, they say we came in under the dead heat. He says, that's not true because I beat you. And the American said, well, he says, if you like to think so, he says, but I know the real story. He says, I know I clearly won that one. See?
The doctor is in, babies. All rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated. Actually, they were only partially exaggerated. Because it has been an interesting atrocity press is silent. I don't understand. It has been an interesting little period of time. We're gonna be talking about all things tornado related, and Max, it's good to see you as always. We'll have you on here in just a little bit. My camera's crooked again, or maybe the house just got hit by a tornado. I don't know. It's been quite a thing. So I'm going to bring out my co-host because, I just can't do this without my pal. So let's welcome the one, the only.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Gordon Shumway, nice to meet you. Interested in a new Buick?
Nonsense. I've not yet begun to defile myself.
I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, my brother?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. We were having a good time backstage before the show, swapping sea stories. I don't know what the Army or calls them. The Marines call them sea stories too. The only difference between a sea story and a fairy tale is a fairy tale begins with once upon a time, and a sea story begins with y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. So there I was.
So there I was. Yes. So there I was.
And it usually, it involves an officer getting his ass kicked by an enlisted man. Let's just face it. I wonder sometimes though, does the wardroom tell similar stories about us?
I gotta wonder, but I've been in situations where I'm in that higher echelon, and there's still an enlisted, that E9 in there telling people what to do. So
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've never seen a colonel or higher, look at him and be like, "Oh, quiet, Sergeant Major."
Right, exactly. Now I have seen a butter bar ensign have that moment of mental struggle when a Master Chief is standing next to him. A Master Chief who served on the Ark with Noah. Who's
right?
So salty, he seasons the earth when he walks. He outranks the Master Chief, but he knows he is an infant compared to this manly man who has sailed the seven seas and tamed the raging main. And they go through this little moment where they go, "Am I allowed to give him orders?" Yeah, but you might want to make it sound like a suggestion.
See, I was so fortunate, when I was a platoon sergeant, because my PL, platoon leader, was he raised by a sergeant major, who said, if my son's going in, he's going to be an officer, and did it the right way, made sure his kid was taken care of. But he raised his son right, and everything was a discussion, and we compromised. And I think there was only one time where something was said, and right in front of him, I looked at the soldiers and was like, "No, that's not going to happen."
I had one that stands out to me. There was this butter bar assistant platoon leader. I can't remember his name right now. Anyway, who was under my friend, Captain Wilson. And then he got his own platoon. And I went in they came back from the field training unit. They call it the Crucible now. So they came back. I have to do a health and hygiene inspection on the whole platoon before they can resume training after the march in. They go get a shower, they get clean, get up on the lockers. You can just go by, pop that blister, any complaints, and then you clear them to train. but they can't go anywhere until I sign off that I have done this. Well, I walked into the barracks and I'm wearing my military issue glasses, and I'm talking about
BCGs.
the BCGs, which are now in style, by the way, which is just the weirdest thing. Anyway, I'm wearing those god awful things, but they're the sun tint, and they will adjust. Well, I just came in out of the blazing sun, so they're pitch black. And I walk in and I start to give my speech about what I expect the recruits to do when I come by, so we move quickly. And he literally stops me. He goes, "No, I don't think I want a Hollywood corpsman in here inspecting my platoon. You can go." And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, is that the hill you want to die on here, Marine? So I walked out. I didn't say a word to the junior corpsman that was with me. I said, "Just come on." We walked out, and Captain Wilson stopped me in the hall. And he said, "Hey, Doc, what's going on?" I said, "Well, I was here to do the health and hygiene inspection on 1063, but Lieutenant so-and-so had a problem with my military issue glasses." And he went, "What?" Like, "Yes, I can't release 1063 to train." And he was like, "Oh, son of a bitch." He was right here. I don't know what was said, but I made sure, Tanner, that during the time when what was being said, that I went and stood by a window so my glasses would get dark again. So when I walked in, I would be as insulting as I possibly could be without saying a word.
Oh, yes.
That's why. So, Tanner, as you may have heard, my little town here got hit by not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 tornadoes last week.
Yeah. That was insane.
Unreal. And my house took a hit. It did. We got hit by a tornado. Now, having said that, I'm going to show some of the damage and some of the footage, but I want to put this disclaimer out there. We were truly blessed and protected. The house took a hit. We got some roof damage. My shed is destroyed. I'll show you the pictures. But compared to what my neighbors got and some other folks around town, we were groovy. Now, we were without power for 5.5 days.
Yeah, that was crazy. I kept checking up on you.
Yeah, you did. And I'll say this too. My independent comic book creator friends were some of the first to check on me without me saying a word. Pops reached out before my son did. You reached out before my stepfather did. So, that means a lot. It means a lot. We're family here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to show some pictures and we're going to talk about all things tornado. But I just want to make it clear that no matter what we went through, nobody died. Hell, Pops.
I got to say, I sent Doc a message about something totally unrelated from storms and shit. And Doc said, "We're about to get slammed." I had no idea. It wasn't like I hit Doc up, but then after shit hit, it was like, "Dude, you okay? What's going on there?" But I didn't even know they were about to get slammed. If I hadn't been getting a hold of Doc about something else, I'd be like,
"Yeah,
what storm? What storm?"
I said, it'll make the national news, and sure as shit.
Yeah, he was telling me it was on the news. I'm looking at every channel, and all they were talking about, what were they talking about?
I don't even know.
They were talking about something Biden said or some stupid shit on every channel, and I was like, I can't find it, Doc. I had to actually go to the Weather Channel to get the news about what was going on down there, because none of the news stations.
Pop sent me back a message that said, "Are you in such and such town?" My hometown. And I said, "Yeah, you got it. That's us."
That was the place.
And it was like, holy shit. Hobby Lobby is just outside the little valley I live in. It's about 3 or 4 blocks that way, south of here. Maybe 3 blocks. It was peeled like a can of sardines. The roof just peeled back. And that kind of hurt me, man. That's where I get my art supplies.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
a tragedy is what that is.
I have a relationship with this place, So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just show some pictures. So this is the rear window of my car, which I did not know had been busted out by the storm. I actually got in it after the storm left, and I drove up the hill. It doesn't look like it, but we're in a deep little valley here. So over here to the left of this picture, there's a road, steep, 30 degrees. I was going to drive up to the top because we got friends that live up there. They said, "Could you go check on the house?" So yeah. Well, the damage stopped, by the way, at my fence line. I guess the tornado lifted right there. I mean, there's a couple of limbs down, but no obvious tornado damage. Anyway, I go up there and I'm looking out the rearview mirror as I'm backing up. I'm going, damn, that window is clear. Oh no, it's just gone. That's what it is. So we had
not first, just
half a tree come down on the house. And you have to forgive how my house looks, but a tornado hit it.
Yeah, right.
We'll zoom in a little bit here. Those big Widowmaker limbs up there. And we were going to try to do this ourselves, but we couldn't. So we hired a professional tree service to come in. And they brought in I don't know, that thing had to be 200-foot tall boom. And sent this guy up there who does not get paid enough. I don't care what they pay him. It's not enough. And he would go and tie them off and cut them, and they would lift them off. Up under that, thank God, only 2 holes in the roof. Now, one of them's all the way through. But I have patched those, and we're waiting to hear from FEMA. We'll probably get the money to rebuild. My shed was destroyed. There are 3 huge trees that shared one root ball that came down, and there you can see them, the one in the foreground, and that one in the midground, and there's one behind it. And they just guillotined my shed, and it was rough. And
what was in the shed, Doc?
Antiques.
Oh.
I had a 1940s Art Deco cafe table out there.
Oh, no.
I had a 1949 hutch that my grandfather built. It was nothing but splinters. And then there was just other stuff. My stepdaughter had taken over my shed with her shit, storing it, but it's been there 11 years. So it's not like any of that's going to be missed. Whatever it was, you obviously didn't need it. But ladies and gentlemen, I do have footage of the tornado itself. Hey, Rex, good to see you. I have footage of the tornado itself. Now, it's a little grainy and it's a little shaky because, it's a storm, but I just thought I would. There's some footage, I hope you could see what we were dealing with. But here's the story. Okay. So Tracy gets home from work. I'm drawing and I'm in the zone. I haven't watched the news. I haven't listened to the weather. And she comes in and she goes, "Have you seen the news coming out of Alabama?" And I'm like, any news coming out of Alabama is usually going to be of no interest to me whatsoever because it's Alabama. There's a rivalry, you see, UGA and Alabama. So anyway, there's been a tornado on the ground for an hour and a half. I'm like, damn, man, that is a long time for one to be on the ground. And so she turns on the news. I'm cleaning up some stuff so I can bring in Tanner's memes for later. And I go in and I look at what she's watching, and it's getting closer and closer. Not to my town, but to me. I'm like, well, that's interesting. So then the radar picture goes from red to purple, which I did not know there was a worse color than red.
Yeah, right.
Motion radar, but apparently purple means, oh, fuck.
Purple is bad.
So I tell Tacey, we've got, it's a 2-bathroom house, and the center of the house has a bathroom. I said, go get in the center bathroom because we don't have a basement. And she goes in there. She's on the phone with her daughter, telling her to get up out of bed and go because they work night, so they were asleep. And she told them, get up, go get somewhere safe, And I went outside. Our groceries were delivered 5 minutes before this hit. God bless the delivery guy, because I told him the sheets of rain were just falling, and it was Arctic cold rain. So I knew, and it had been warm. So you just know something's coming, right?
Yeah.
I tell him, I hurry and get it in. I'm soaked to the bone. I said, you might want to come in and just take shelter, dog. This thing is really bad. And he's like, nah, I'll get back. So he gets in his car and he hauls ass. He's out of there. And I later learned he's fine.
That's good.
But I didn't have a chance to put groceries away. I threw them in the kitchen floor. And I was standing in the hallway of the house, and I felt the barometric pressure do its thing.
Yep.
In my hands, my knees. And then I got quiet for a second. I really listened, active listening, turned on the bionic ear, and I heard the rumbles.
You hear the freight train coming, you get your ass to safety, boy.
And the weird thing is, I was listening for the freight train. I remember having the weirdest thought. Okay, it kind of sounds like a train, but not really. Thoughts go through your head.
But you're trying to find when the people who came up with that was probably at that time.
Yeah.
The closest thing we had to anything that would be sounding like that, right?
The sound of the T-Rex from the first Jurassic Park is closer if you drop it a couple of octaves. Anyway, I heard this sound, and I was like, oh. So Tacey was just sitting on the counter in the bathroom. I said, get in the tub right now. So, we're not spring chickens anymore. And so my wife grabs the side of the tub and she lifts the leg to get it. And she goes, I can't. And I can hear it coming now. And I can't was not an option. So I threw her ass in there. And big memory foam pillows, I put those over her, and then I dove on top of it and covered my head. And I'm rubbing her back, we're fine. And I, for whatever reason, God was with me. I knew we were going to be fine. And it hit. Now, I heard that. Let me back up and say this. We talked not more than a week ago about falling. When I fall down, time slows down. I have time to read a book on the way to the ground. Time just slows down. Well, it did the same thing here. So I heard the trees. Boom, boom, wham. I heard my shed go. I heard something hit the roof and the house shook. And then the tornado itself was on us and the house went and it shook. But I was still perfectly calm. We're fine. We're good. And then it was gone because apparently the thing was moving at 60 miles an hour. So just straight on through here. And oddly, like I said, it seemed to have stopped right across the street because that's the other side of the valley. It starts to go up. So I guess the wind current just kind of pushed it up and it was gone. And so I helped Tacey out of the tub, and her phone had cut off while she was talking to her daughter. And that was her only concern, was talking to her daughter, make sure she was okay.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had called my idiot son at work, and he's in the path of another one of these at work. And I said, I don't know if you've seen the weather, son, but I think you need to take shelter like right to hell now. And he said, Dad, I'm already in the bathroom at work, but it's a corrugated steel warehouse. There ain't no
safe. Just gonna fly away, man.
Yeah. He said, "It's all I know is, Dad, if I get hit, this company's gonna pay me." I'm like, all right, son, I gotta go. There's a tornado at the door. So get off the phone. So after the thing's over, I go out and I start surveying the damage. I have video of it. I was gonna upload it, but it was not really good video. I did not realize a few things. First of all, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees down on my property that all of them caused damage, but not one of them lived on my property. Not one of my trees did anything to me. Okay. They were neighbors. So I was like, thanks, neighbor. It's not their fault. The fence around my property was destroyed. Good morning, Charles. My fence is destroyed. Okay. On that end of the house, we had a nice wooden privacy fence. The neighbor's shed was picked up and moved 6 inches, and it shoved the fence down.
Oh,
All right. Didn't damage her shed at all. Like, well, just damn it. You know, the fence on the street facing, the trees that start at the back of my property were so huge they fell across my entire yard, crushed my shed and my fence in the front. So it was crushed. And of course, the back fence, it was gone. So I was like, yeah, that's not going to buff out. This is going to be a problem. Now, power goes out. We're in the dark. And this is just, when things are too big, they're too big. This is too big to wrap your brain around when this much damage has happened on your property. You don't even know where to begin. So the first thing I do is the power's out. What's the first thing I do, Tanner, after I know my family's safe?
Well,
Get something to eat.
I boil some water and make some coffee.
I make coffee.
I got to sit down and think about
serve
it.
the inner you. I know.
I got thinking to do. And when thinking is
When we
required,
have that power outage, the first thing I do is think of eating food so it don't go bad. Gotta eat this, gonna go bad. Gotta eat that, gonna go bad.
well, I'll circle back to that. All right. So we make coffee, and I'm just kind of walking around the property looking at all the damage. And to their credit, Tacey's whole family, she's got 2 great brothers. Her mom and dad are just superhuman beings. They all show up the next day with chainsaws. And I remember thinking, that's nice, but it's just, this is not a chainsaw kind of thing. This is not a DIY. So they're up on the roof, all of them. I didn't even climb up there. I knew we're not getting that shit down. So I'm already thinking in my head, do I have enough money to pay a professional tree service to come in? Well, we got one. They came out. Now, the vultures started circling immediately. People showing up, hey, I do yard repair. I do this, I do that. Giving me their business cards. And one of them pissed me off. He came to the door. You can see the damage. Okay, we got hit by a tornado. We just been through some shit. And this guy comes to the door, and he's going to be Mr. Joe Fuller Brush salesman. I represent the Little Giant Vacuum Cleaner Company of Walla Walla, Washington.
Oh, Jesus.
He comes to my door, and he goes, I'm here to solve all your problems. I said, get the fuck off my property. And slammed the door on him. Then another guy comes, and he's almost as bad. And he goes, I just want to give you my card. I know I'm holding my dog back because the fence is gone. I can't let my dog out.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
So I'm holding the dog with one hand, and I got the door in the other one and a cup of coffee. And he goes, I just want to leave you my card. I said, put it in my mailbox if you don't mind. And he goes, well, no, I want to put it in your hand. I said, did you not hear what the fuck I just said? Put it in my mailbox. Slam the door. What is wrong with you? Things to not do, ladies and gentlemen, when you approach someone's door.
Doc, this show has been kicked off Twitter twice.
I don't know why.
Nowhere else, but it's getting kicked off Twitter twice.
What have we done wrong?
I didn't know Twitter had anything you could do wrong.
That's got to be a technical glitch. Because I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything really offensive yet. That's later in the show.
No, dude. It's like, I don't know why it's doing that.
I don't either. So anyway.
Sorry, people on Twitter. Come over and watch on the YouTube channels. That's all I can tell you.
We get the professional crew in here, and they start the cleanup off the roof. Well, while that's going on, some welcome people showed up. First of all, the Southern Baptist Crisis Response Team shows up. They're always before Red Cross. They get there fast. Samaritan's Purse showed up. That's Billy Graham's organization.
Okay.
The SBC people got there first, and I told them about a neighbor up the street. Her house was crushed.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, just crushed. And it's a little old lady. I said, go help her first. We're okay. Even with the tree on the roof, we're all right. So they did. To their credit, they said, okay, and they went up there. Well, when Samaritan's Purse showed up, they showed up after we had the pros here get the shit off the roof. And I said, yeah, I would appreciate the help. Y'all, they showed up. 40 people, a team of 40. Okay, that's a platoon almost. And they began to clean up. They had high school girls raking leaves and manly men with huge bow saws cutting trees. And they proceeded to work like army ants. And they cleared our property, stacked the debris in like half a day. It would have taken me a month just to make a dent in it. Wonderful people. I was telling Tanner this. There's a phenomenon, and some of you will get this, some of you won't. Yeah. It's a blessing that we survived. I went out with my Navy hat on, and here they come. Veterans, we find each other under any circumstances. And the work slows down for an hour because now we're all going to swap C-story. I do want to give a shout out. He's watching. He's, he said he was going to watch. Guy's name is Mike. He's a Vietnam veteran. He served in Spookies. And he was the the skilled chainsaw cutter, because he could drop a limb exactly where he said it was going to go. So Mike, God bless you. Becky, who ran the team, she supervised it. God bless you. All you guys that turned out, God bless you. Thank you for your help, because it was amazing, the cleanup. Now, they showed up the next day with a skid steer. I didn't even know what a skid steer was, but apparently it's a bobcat with big grabber things on the front of it to get the biggest logs that couldn't be moved by manpower. And now, Tanner, it looks like the 10th ACR trained on my lawn.
Oh, no.
I quote the Tiger King, I'm never going to financially recover from this. Listen, on this side of my house, I had an apple orchard. It's only 4 trees, but they produce really good apples. I had a muscadine vineyard.
Oh.
Yeah, all that's mud now. It's just mud.
Man.
I had fig trees over here. One of the big ones from back there fell and pruned the closest one. It just sliced it down the middle like a cartoon. But apple tree, same thing. It was just split right down the middle. Now, that apple tree had an interesting tumor on it. And the guy said, well, I do wood turning. Can I have that? Of course you can have it. What am I going to do with it? So he said he's going to turn a bowl out of it. And I said, well, I would love to see pictures. Send me pictures when you do that. Like, all right, cool. So now the cleanup has happened and we are in the dark. The first night we went to my brother-in-law's house, TJ. If you're watching, TJ, thank you for your hospitality. Wonderful hospitality. However, the guest bed wasn't big enough for 2 adults. It was just a little single bed. So, of course, I gave that to Tacey. I said, I'll just grab the couch. Yeah, it's
offered my place.
It's
you could have had a bed.
It's one of those ultra modern couches, and let's just say it wasn't very comfortable. So, not a lot of sleep there. Spent the night at a friend's house the next night where I could smoke and be comfortable. But then after that, it was like, I just want to be in my own house, even without power. So candles are burning. Thank God we have a gas stove.
Now we're talking.
And the gas stove was providing the heat because you get your cast iron out, you put it on the burners, and it becomes a big heater and it radiates heat.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had warmth and we could heat water and make coffee. You know, if that was an electric stove, Joe Biden.
No, it's not the same way, Doc. I'd rather be in my own space with no power than in somebody else's space.
Yeah.
Just so I can use the phone.
You just want to be home. I want to take care of my dogs. I want to watch over my house, such as it is, because there were looters.
Oh, yeah.
Bastards. I hate thieves. But yeah, so that's the story, ladies and gentlemen. The short version is the power's back on now. The property is cleared of debris, but not cleaned up. That's going to be about a year's worth of work. FEMA's coming in to inspect the damage, and I'll probably get the FEMA grant because of the structural damage, the days without power, and all this stuff. So we will recover. The windshield's been replaced in the car already, and the tree's gone. The roof is patched. We're intact. We're good. We're blessed. And so I'm back.
And thank God for it.
Yes. Now, I would just say this, though. Global warming did not cause these tornadoes.
How dare you?
Shut up, little girl. So before we go to meme review, we're at that point in the show where we do a little thing called
Good morning, greetings and salutations. Tanner Hurley talking about the great moments in comic history. And today we are going to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths. No, the destruction of the DCU. Okay, this is an amazing saga. And what makes it an amazing saga? People are like, I don't know. Well, since you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't have the multiverse without this. This is the catalyst for everything that we know as the multiverse is right here, drawn by the amazing George Perez, written by the amazing Marv Wolfman. It is Crisis on Infinite Earths. We have the destruction of, the original Earth. Barry Allen, ends up saving the Earth, killing himself in the process. I mean, Supergirl ends up dying. I mean, everybody. It's like Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. Everyone dies.
Well, where do you think they got the idea for that?
Yeah, well, true, exactly. But this is the catalyst,
man.
The catalyst for the modern DCU. Now, we're not going to talk about the stories of the modern DCU, but if anything, go out, get yourself Crisis on Infinite Earths, read this book. It'll change your life. The art is amazing. The story is epic, and you won't regret it. So that is my 5 minutes of fame on Crisis on Infinite Earth.
This has been, because I don't know where Doc is, great moments in
comic history.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I didn't even know that I didn't know Doc had just put you big and left us out there. I didn't know you could hear me until you started laughing. I was like, oh shit, I'm not muted.
Oops.
I could have said much worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because I didn't know I had a hot mic. I could have went on a DC rip and thought I was backstage. That would have been bad.
I did hear a huge farting sound. Who was that?
No.
The joke. Easy killer.
As you walk
you went too short on it. I didn't have time to take my blood pressure medicine.
Uh-oh.
You're supposed to roll longer than that.
Sorry.
I'm being sneaky.
That was kind of a short version. You lazy.
It was a short one.
But it's okay. It's all right. So, really, I'm supposed to use that time to upload some memes. So, talk amongst yourselves as I get us ready for our next segment. Because
What's up, Stephen B?
Stephen B, how are you, brother?
You catch Stephen B tonight, live right here, 7 o'clock. Boldcat Studios, Art Street. Hell yeah. I'm getting really good at pimping all these shows, man. You know that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's your job, bro.
Yeah.
We are up to 27 freaking shows on the network, guys.
Isn't that awesome?
27 weekly shows. And there are a few spots left for CromCon. If anybody wants to get in next week, the format is going to be very simple. I'm going to set up a stream. Regular shows are going to go off when they're supposed to go off, and we're going to have guests around them throughout the day. So you'll see the show offs on Sunday at 3:30. You'll see the draw stream at 1 o'clock. You'll see Stephen B's show and the Horror Movie Club. We're not preempting any shows.
We're just going to wrap around.
CromCon. We're just filling guests in throughout the rest of the day around the existing shows. So for you guys like that do a show, guess what? You ain't even got to worry about it. You just jump into the stream when it's time. We ain't got to set up extra shows or nothing.
I'm going to say this because Pops has been doing CromCon for so long that he doesn't frequently remember to do this. I, as a creator, do remember. If you're watching out there and you're a comic book creator and you're not networked in yet, but you've got a product you want to get out there, you sign up for CromCon, we'll get your product out in front of our audience on the network, and we'll introduce you to a world full of crazy people that are worth knowing. So take advantage of that opportunity.
And we apologize ahead of time for the evil that slides in through the side door. We can't do nothing about that.
It's called the madness for a reason.
Yeah, it is literally a madness. All right, so it is that time. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Just drop a banner there.
I'm crazy.
Oh, you're definitely worth
Oh,
shut up.
get out of here with that, Max. Max.
All right, it is that time. Now, we don't just meme the left. If you got a sick burn on somebody on the right, socially, politically.
Meme is a burn. It doesn't matter the target.
Yeah.
We're Kelso here. We just celebrate the burn.
The burn.
The burn, baby. So
hey, hold up. You saw the show yesterday, Doc. When did you know that was his kid at the beginning, or were you just as freaked out as I was when you found out that was his kid?
I knew that was his kid because he sounds like him and looks like him. Listen, all right, let's do this real quick.
I wasn't looking at it like it was going to be all their kids.
Right.
It was just going to be the ones right there, in the hood, right? I didn't know it was like all of them all their kids were going to be second generation basement.
Yes, they do. Now, I'm going to say this. We're talking about that 90s show, which is the sequel to that 70s show, which is my all-time favorite sitcom until season, 5 or whatever it is.
Going down here. Yeah.
Then it's All right. So I said, I'm going to watch this thing. And here's my honest review of it without going into particulars. It has a diverse group of kids. You've got a gay one. You've got a fat one. You've got...
I think that that one is the gay one.
Well, no, I mean the big one. They've got women of color and all this. Having said that, that's as far as they leaned into the woke. They didn't go any further.
So far.
All of season 1. Which I don't know how they're going to do season 2, given how it ends. No spoilers.
You binged it? I only watched the first episode. I had work to do.
Bro, I watched the whole season.
You fucker. Okay, no spoilers then, because I only see the first.
The show is kind of centered around Eric and Donna's daughter, Leia, because of course her name would be Leia.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. There's so many the references and stuff. It's just like that 70s show was. I mean, It really is.
They leaned into the nostalgia hard, and for the most part, it works. Red is still Red, Kitty's still Kitty, Bob is still Bob. There's a new neighbor, and she was a good addition. I liked her. I did, however, cheat, and I went to the wiki, and I'm a little disturbed by some of the things I saw that may or may not be coming, because it's fan stuff at this point. Nobody knows.
Yeah, well, wiki, anybody can go in there and change that shit anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying though, this is just a 70s show community wiki, fandom. Having said that, would I recommend watching it? Listen, if you enjoyed the 70s show, this is like a lighter version of it. The characters are not as funny or interesting as Hyde, Kelso, Jackie, Donna, and Eric. They're just not.
Well, and
it
the
was the
premise
90s.
is
I
pretty
mean,
much, and the premise is a lot the same. So you get them sitting around the table. You get, all that. A lot of the gags are the same gags.
But remember this too:
a generation removed, right?
In the original that '70s show, they implied a longer history. These guys have known each other for a while. This is their normal thing. In this one, it's kind of
everybody's meeting. Well, some of the people knew each other for a while, and then some. And then Foreman's daughter is the new kid.
Right.
He comes to stay for the
now
summer.
The basement becomes the hangout. In other words, this is kind of an origin story of the next generation.
Right.
So it doesn't have that weight of history that the original show had, where this was just their normal thing to do. This is new to these guys,
Yeah.
Well,
so
anyway, it's no different than when Next Generation came out,
Yeah. So here it is. You ready? That 90s show gets 1 thumbs down for virtue signaling diversity, but 1 thumbs up for nostalgia. So watch it if you want to. That's my review. Pops, what do you say?
Well, I knew they were going to have to hit the check marks. They're not going to be on Netflix.
Right.
But as long as the messaging doesn't lean that way.
And it doesn't. They don't lean into
That's what I mean. I only watched the first episode, but I was like, okay, it's funny. Red's still red. I'm good. Foreman's still Foreman. Kelso's still Kelso. As long as they're bringing us the characters we know and they didn't fuck with them.
Yeah. They remain.
We get that humor that we got out of that 70s.
Here's a small spoiler. Small spoiler. Doesn't ruin the show. I got to share this with you. If you watched episode 1, you heard the reaction when Kelso and Jackie came out. The audience just lost their shit.
Yeah.
The biggest audience losing their shit moment is when Slow Ride starts to play.
Because you know who's coming.
The garage door goes up and the Vista Cruiser is sitting there. The audience lost their minds, and so did I. I'm like, yes! That is the Aztec Gold 1969 Vista Cruiser, baby.
The whole thing is, it's like I was happy with the first episode. I was like, as long as they don't, like you say, as long as they don't beat us upside the head with the message, I'm gonna be able to watch this, right?
Yeah. The first season doesn't. It leans into diversity, but it doesn't throw message at you.
It doesn't throw you into diversity.
It doesn't try to beat you over the head with a message. It stays true to the original concept that this is just about the day-to-day life of these friends.
Now, I had a heartbreak, too, about a Netflix show yesterday. I found out that Cobra Kai's final season.
Oh.
Season 6 is the final season.
Oh.
So I had to get a hold of old Johnny and tell him, hey, yo, best motherfucking show in the last 20 years. You guys stayed true to the characters. You didn't fucking ruin it. You didn't.
He made Johnny likable.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I had to hit him up. I had to hit him up personally and send him a message saying, thank you. You guys did it right.
I don't know the actor's name. What's his name?
Wayne Kunga or something. I can't remember.
Anyway, the writers and his acting made that character.
He's also, I think, the director of that.
Yeah, you can relate to him more than you can to Daniel Caruso
or something. Yeah.
I relate.
William Zebka.
Yeah. Tyler Zed's father. If you don't watch his education, go watch his education and look up the memes about him being the son of Cobra Kai guy, Johnny. Yeah, he made that character very relatable. You liked him better than you liked Daniel. I couldn't help it. All right, so William Zabka, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Max. We're going to throw the link into the chat, Pops. Will you pin it for me? We're already at that point of the show. We really do need to roll some commercials, but here's what we're going to do, Pops. Let's bring out our guests. Let's open the mic up, and we'll greet our guests, then we'll take a little break, run some commercials, refresh your coffee, and come on back for the home stretch. Sound good?
Sounds good.
You want me to drop the link then? Is that what you're saying? There
yeah, absolutely. Drop it, pin it. When we get it, we'll funk it, ram it, jam it, damn it, pack it up, and take it out to your car. Max, get it, buddy. Stephen B, come on in and get on camera.
Come on.
Here's my boy Max.
Fucking Maxter. It's the Maxter.
Max.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Nothing. Just listening to Doc's story of destruction and pain.
Oh, I know.
Hey, this guy is Mr. Reliable. All right. He's like, I ain't gonna be there for 2 weeks, Pops. I'll figure out how to record something and get it to you. And he did.
Stephen, did you have a good vacation?
Yeah. It was good.
I don't care. I got hit by a tornado.
Huh?
I'm kidding. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
We went to St. Thomas, and I actually got a chance to see a pirate museum.
Very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got a friend that lives in St. Thomas. Were the parrots annoying?
I didn't hear any parrots.
Okay. When you get up away from the beach into the trees. Apparently, parrots down there are like crows here. They're just annoying, loud birds. You know.
You guys want to see something super cool?
No.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Of course we do.
Big in me, Doc. Come on.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I was doing it.
Worthy.
All right. I have issues.
Mirror sticker. Right. That comes with Carissa's book. Dude.
Carissa?
Yep.
I know you're watching, girl.
Look at that.
If I don't get one of those stickers in the mail in the next quarter, we're going to have.
And we got Katie's coat of arms on the other side of the cup. Right? The Dragon Child coat of arms on one side and Worthy Chaos on the other side.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My daughter got her dragon, and she is.
Yeah.
You get off camera, go get it, bring it, show it.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's give Katie a plug, man.
I don't really have a meme, but I did find a old video on YouTube.
No meme required today.
Yeah.
Hail Q. The link is pinned. Come see us. Whoops, sorry.
This is not CromCon. That's next weekend, bro. Next week.
So what's up, Steve?
I found a little video from that 70s when they had a guest star comedian
On that 70s show?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they had several celebrity folks on there.
It was Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, Mitch worked at the Hub.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. He said, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam.
He was always messing with
French fries. You didn't go to Vietnam, Mitch. That's what I said. I did not go to Vietnam and lose a leg to serve you French fries. We have the clip. Roll that bean footage.
All right.
Number 10, your order is ready. Yeah, I'll be right there. Number 10, I have limited counter space. Please remove your hot dog.
All right. I don't see why you can't just service our food, Frank. We are paying customers, you know.
Hey, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam so that I could serve hot dogs to teenagers.
You have both your legs, Frank.
Like I said, I did not lose a leg in Vietnam.
All right, I had to pause that because of YouTube.
And that is a good clip, and I love the late Mitch Hedberg, one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, I think he died young, didn't he?
He did, and of course it was drugs. But here's the thing about Mitch: apparently he's like that in real life. That's how he talks, and it takes some getting used to. You can always watch him when he goes out in front of a new audience. Mm-hmm. It takes him a minute to get. Oh, this is just how he talks. This is all right. Look at this.
Dude,
look at the quality. You're supposed to just get off camera, Tanner. That is beautiful.
Hold up, guys. Have you seen the sketch that she sent me?
Well, no, but we will.
If I can find it, hold on.
Dude, your daughter's got to love that.
Oh, she does. Absolutely.
Oh, we got somebody to bring out here. We have a special guest in the back. The one, the only. Q.
Hey.
Hey, what's happening?
What's
going on, brother?
I'm good. Just came home from the store. Oh my God, it's all foggy and stuff out there.
Oh man.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
You poor guy.
At least I'm alive and kicking.
That's some rough weather. We've had to endure there.
See, I even brought memes today.
You brought?
You
did.
Yeah.
Well, let me clear out some room because we're at capacity. We got to do meme review.
We don't got a clean room. We just, his are just right there. We can just show them.
All right. Well, hold on. We have brought our guests out. It's time to roll a couple of commercials, refresh your coffee. And when we come back, we're going to meme review all of us together and take it to the home stretch. So, Pops, roll that beautiful bean footage.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked border patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration. This is done without your will from the problems that you made. You're the
up.
So listen, of all the things and all the conversations I've had about Pariah, the thing that tickled me the most had nothing to do with me. DG was streaming last night. I just watched a few minutes of it, and he played that trailer. And somebody that I don't even know commented in his chat, "Can't wait for that big titty witch." And I was like, yes!
Big titty
exactly
witch.
what I was going for, Max.
That works.
Sounds an awesome title.
Thank you. Yes, I'm changing
Big
it.
titty
Pariah.
witch.
I'm changing it from Pariah Blood and Mud to Big Titty Witch. Just all right, so let's look at some memes here, starting with the current local or the current flash in the pan celebrity. Bam! Literally,
Legally a Jedi, since she had so much the Force in her.
I have seen hundreds of memes with her. We may have to spotlight her next week as she fades back into obscurity. All right, so then we've got, how do you carry
like that one.
laundered money to the bank? Ukraine it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You can't just cut people off. Me, snip, snippity snip, motherfuckers. Not that we were trying to keep track or anything, but conspiracy theorists are up 37-0. Therapist, you need to stop doing weird things, Christopher. Going out might help. Me, I went to the park today. Therapist, there you go. I hope you got something. Me, opens my coat. I got this duck.
Aflac.
Due to rising costs, dirty deeds are no longer done dirt cheap. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Nation hits everything.
The problem is that he's identifying as a doe this season. My guest in the living room is watching. Hi, Christine. All right, here we go. What? Stop. Oh shit! Holy shit! Language. Fuck off, Cap. Iron Man's response to that in Age of Ultron. I'm sorry, is no one here going to deal with the fact?
Just saying, you can take cheese off the grocery list.
You get your ass back in the living room. We're memeing here. If my jokes offend you, Christine, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Number 1 and 2 are lies. So if guns kill people, then pencils misspell words, cars drive drunk, and spoons make people fat.
Oh, she's still yelling at you, Doc.
She is number 1, my bestie. Number 2, she is my most advanced student I've ever taught painting. She went from not being able to paint at all to being an accomplished master painter. And she is a fellow teacher of art. So all the whores and politicians will look up and shout, "Save us." And I'll look down and whisper, "Maybe after that one is lame, but it's funny." Do you have a plan? Of course. No, you don't. Are you a telepath? No.
What do you got, Max? What do you got?
Oh, we got your hiking goals versus mine.
Oh, classic.
Do you need a medic? Because medic is hard and ready.
I'm confused by that one.
You need a medic? Because my medic is hard and ready.
Figured Doc was like that.
This confuses me. Max, what is the
Max.
There we go. Here's the one.
There you go. 82-86, yo. 181 back. Yo.
Never imagined in my whole life that I would hate a glass of beer. You know, just jeez, Max.
That's right. I brought the dirty memes today.
Somebody had to do it.
Where's Rich? He's supposed to be.
Max is filling in for Rich today, ladies and gentlemen.
I like the camping or the hiking one was my favorite.
The hiking one was good.
Yeah,
that was dark. Well, this one is just
that's Hugh's intro, Doc.
Yeah, it is. It is. And let's remember this. We do take care. We are not misogynists here. Okay. We take care of the ladies here as well.
Hey, ladies.
Listen. I'm delighted to know such horrible scumbags.
We don't even have to work at it, Doc.
I know.
No.
These people. Yes. Max Devill's Atrocity Press. Machine Gun Mary is live.
Killing it.
And killing it. Yeah. Max said he had to take the dog out. I'll be right back. All right, buddy.
He's approaching close to his highest backer count and most revenue.
And you know, I want to really give him a shout out for that, because he did acknowledge that it was because of my efforts that he was achieving these new heights. I'm just saying. His association with the creator of Big Titty Witch. Tell him, Q. Tell him.
Doc got a new horn, you guys. You can hear him over there blowing it right now.
Yeah. Listen, it's a sorry dog that won't wag his own tail. The whole purpose of artists and writers and producers and publishers having YouTube channels is to shill. You can't be shy about shilling. Am I right, Stephen?
Right.
Stephen shamelessly shills his shit everywhere he goes. He's like, yeah, DT, I'll come on your show and I'll sing, but we're going to talk about Crips and Legends, motherfucker. I'm just saying.
Do you
Am
really
I wrong?
say,
Am I wrong?
Do you
Am I
really
wrong?
say that to him? Do you say that?
Well,
Yeah, just be honest. Be
last
like,
night,
yeah.
Well, actually, long ago, I shipped everything out to everyone who bought the book, and I was just making sure he got it.
Okay, so what you're saying then is Boldcat Studios has fulfilled its book. All right,
Damn,
so
good.
Even though it did not make its goal, it's still fulfilled.
yes. Well, you know what? It made a goal. So that's yet another fulfilled campaign for Boldcat Studios.
Oh,
So
yeah.
shout out.
And
It was funny the other day.
One of these days, me, you, and maybe either Max or Tanner, we're going to collaborate and do your biggest campaign yet.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was funny the other day. I got a message on Twitter. Someone's like, your name of Mary Machine Gun is very, very similar to Shotgun Mary. I don't think the creator of that book would be very happy with what you're doing. And I was like, well, I'll ask Ben next time I talk to him.
I hate people that just jump in and say stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but he doesn't know anything about Max and Max's relationships with people in the comic industry. Y'all need to just stay in your own freaking lanes.
This sounds really similar.
Actually, I think the best way to say that is mind your business, Karen.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much.
Sweet.
But I just thought it was funny because I talk to Ben Dunn all the time. So
Yeah.
Just like, I'll talk to Ben about it. And he was like,
dude didn't even say, I don't think Ben Dunn would not appreciate. He said he probably don't even know the dude's name.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even know.
No idea. So what I'm going to need you to do there, Sport, is pick one and suck it.
There's a whole wheelbarrow of them over there. Pick the one that fits.
Gotcha, bitch.
Got there, Steven.
Next time, Max, next time, highlight that shit so we can all talk about it. All right.
Huh?
Get it up there, Steven.
Get it up there.
He does something like that. Make sure you highlight it so we can all comment.
There we go.
Nice.
Leveling up with every panel, Stephen B. The hardest stuff in comics.
So, but you want to know what's happening here? The argument is pretty much still going. He's this guy. I don't know who I'm pointing at. Right here. One of those two is still complaining to the other that they need to use someone's car for their experiment. Like, you're not using my car. So this guy pretty much just walks up and says, "What's going on?" Tells him what's going on, and right here, he's like, "I got a car."
Okay, all right. Now, I hold in my hot little hands, ladies and gentlemen,
pages.
The last part of Volume 1 that will be shipping out. Paul, get in here. The link is pinned.
I know, right?
And next Saturday, I'm bringing out someone on the show to introduce to the community.
God,
Mr. Jeff Priester is my inker from back in the 90s. We have reconnected, and he is going to be inking the rest of my work. So real quick, I'm going to show you only one little panel here. When you make a mistake of life-altering proportions.
Grabbing that booty.
When you grab Elizabeth Payne's booty, they have fucked up after what she went through. So there are consequences.
Fuck around and find out.
And
it reminds me from the scene of Face Off.
this is doesn't end well for our poor fella. And two other points about that. You can unambiguate me. I probably there's 3 more pages in the other room. So volume 1, Pariah Blood and Mud, is probably going to come in at around 36 to 38 pages, or whatever multiple of 4 is closest. May even get up to 40. What is hey, you publishers, what's the cutoff for standard binding versus
48?
48?
48.
All right, so I'm good. I don't want to be ambiguated no more. There we go. So a couple of updates. I'm bringing Jeff Priester out next week to introduce him to everybody. This guy's a pro. He was he was an intern in the Marvel bullpen as an inker back in the day.
Really?
He had a little bit of overlap with Rich Perotta, but they don't remember each other.
Oh, man.
He inked for me a book called Alpha Strike back in the day. And then I got picked up by some podunk little companies, and they had their own inkers. So Jeff and I lost touch. We reconnected. We had a meeting with my publisher. And it was like Jeff and I, we just talked over Anthony the whole time. Because the magic was still there, baby. We still connect. He's still a hell of a guy. And I can't wait to see his inks on my page because, fellas, I've done the best I can. I'm a good penciler, but I'm a terrible inker. I can't tell you how many panels and pages I've had to redraw because of inking boo-boos.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? This guy is a pro. He slings the pen. You hear what I'm saying? He's an ink slinger. And, I can't wait to see his ink slinger.
Gunslinger, and then there's ink slinger.
That's right. That's right. So I'm delighted to have him on board. I am seriously, during the interval between Volume 1 and Volume 2, going to repencil a hell of a lot of my work and get my inks off of it and get his inks on it while we have that time.
Nice.
So the production schedule is looking like this, boys and girls. Volume 1, Blood and Mud, and then 6 months later, Volume 2, which is Sanctum of Malice, and then Volume 3, which is tentatively titled The Garden of Hate. Because here's what you got to know about Elizabeth. She ain't nobody's hero. She is so filled with hate and spite and revenge and so driven that you don't want to be around her. She's not a nice person. And you will almost feel sorry for the bad guys.
Anti-hero. See, the thing is, when
real anti-hero.
When you do that RR stuff, you know, the revenge stories, you have to make the bad guys do something so bad that it doesn't matter how brutal she is to them.
That's exactly right.
You still got the audience on your side.
Yep. So, and Max, you just hit on something very big. So the initial, I can't use the R word. So the initial assault on her when she's just an innocent girl who's in witness protection that happens to her is so disgusting that it was hard for me to draw. So I condensed it down to 2 pages, sent it to Anthony, and I thought, no, given what Max just said, by the way, given how she gets her revenge, it's just not enough. So this is an icky thing you got to do as an artist. You have to draw horrific shit. Now, there's no graphic sex in it, but there is definitely graphic violence. And when they do what they did, you're like, okay, now my brain's in a place where whatever she does to these people is okay. But then the real art to it is you got to kind of make her so bad that you almost start to feel sorry for the bad guys. So there's that fine line you got to hit
just a little bit.
You know,
when you run those anti-hero stories, you really gotta be careful with the fine line of
the morality,
evil things that she's doing, but she's got a reason for it, and the audience is still on her side.
Right, exactly.
You can't take it too far, but you got to take it far enough to where it starts getting to the point where the readers are kind of like, "What's wrong with this girl? She's a little over the top."
Now, I give myself a little bit of credit though, Max, because I do at one point have her pull back and examine her own morality.
That's cool.
So that kind of regrounds it, and then she kind of, as proxy for we the readers, reiterates why she has to do what she has to do.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Her reasons are not altruistic. It is not so these men never do this to anyone else again. It is not because these are evil men that need to be removed from the world. It's motherfucker, you hurt me and you're going to die.
Yep. It's time for vengeance.
And you are going to die horribly, painfully. You are going to confuse coroners throughout the state.
I spit on your grave.
Yeah. Now, I watched the newest I Spit on Your Grave. I think there's been so many different versions now.
Yeah, there have been.
But there was one very good scene with the young lady that was in, I think, the most recent one where the autistic guy apologizes. And she's got him tied up and she's sitting on a couch and she's just brooding. And this scene was good. It was intense. And he says, "I'm really, really sorry. You got to believe me." And she says, "I do believe you, but it's not good enough." And she drags him off. And I'm like, whoa, that was a good scene. That was well done. I believe you. It's just not good enough. It's not enough. So yeah.
And the very first I Spit on Your Grave, when she cuts that dude's deal off in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And you could just hear him screaming, "I can't stop the bleeding. Oh my God." I was like, ooh, that just got to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
I never heard of the show. But I don't want to see it.
It's graphic, man.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
It's brutal.
The first one, they are so graphic with what happens to her that the balance is there.
Yep.
Second one is not, or this newest one wasn't quite as graphic, but they tried to have her do a harmony of her kills. You know, the guy that likes to film it all, she carves his eyelids off and lets the crows pick them out, you know, because he's white, you know. So I like the symmetry of that. But having said that, I've said before, Pariah is much more, it leans much more into the flavor of Without Remorse by Tom Clancy. Now, Tom Clancy wrote The Origin of John Clark, the super assassin that the CIA uses. And you really understand him when, as a Navy SEAL, he goes hunting for this drug ring that murdered someone he loved. That's just typical. That's the Punisher, you know?
Yep.
There's one scene where he needs some information. He's been killing the bottom feeders. That's not a problem. He's a SEAL. They're not. You know, he needs some information. So he finds one of the mid-level guys, takes him out to his island where he lives in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. And the guy goes, "Fuck you. I'm not going to tell you anything. You're going to kill me." And he goes, and he just sincerely goes, "Billy, I promise you, you will be alive when you leave this island." And the guy's kind of confused by that. He takes him to a decompression chamber, puts him inside, turns off the microphone so he doesn't hear the screams, and he takes him down to about 3 bar and lets him get acclimated. And then he begins to interrogate. And the guy goes, "Fuck you, I'm not going to tell you anything." And, you know, there's a port window you can look through in the decompression chambers. And he puts his face up to it so he can see what's about to happen. And he goes, whoosh, brings him up half a bar, and the pain of the bends. The guy screams out. He goes, "Billy, if you say something I don't like, that's what happens. If you don't answer my questions, that's what happens. I don't want to hurt you, but I will. And you're going to tell me what I want to know." This goes on all night until at the very end, when the guy snaps one last time and says, "We fucking raped your girlfriend to death. She died slinging that ass for us," this, that, the other, trying to find some kind of bravado in himself. And Clark puts his face back up to the window and goes, "Billy, I warned you." What comes out is brain damaged, but alive. He kept his promise.
Yep.
He drags him off to the coast and just drops him off outside of a school that's in summer recess. He's found incoherent, can't even make a sentence, and dies a few days later. So he kept his promise, but dude, man, think about that for a second. That's a Navy SEAL using a tool that's an everyday part of his life, a decompression chamber, creatively to torture a shitbag to death, to cause pain the likes of which even that asshole couldn't inflict on the girl he loved. I'm going to take your pain to the next level. That was good. Look, one of the low-life thugs, he's like, "I can't kill them all with a knife. They'll start saying serial killer." So he goes back to the boat, gets a bang stick, and he just walks by a dude and thrusts it up into his gut. There's no sound. The whole shot column goes up into the body and vaporizes everything. The coroner shows up, and they're just looking down into an empty cavity with smoke coming out of it.
Smoking.
Creative kills is what I'm saying. That's what I'm after. And by the way, that's what you're going to get in book 2 when she goes on the warpath. All right, gentlemen, it's about that time to start the wrap up. But I do want to sincerely, I want to give a shout out one more time to Samaritan's Purse, the Southern Baptist Crisis Rescue Unit. I want to give a shout out to my friend Christine, who also went through this. She just lost power, no damage to her home, but she was there for us every step of the way. Randy Mack and your lovely wife Rhonda, you were there. TJ, Angie, thank you. Samaritan's Purse, thank you for that incredible team you brought to clean up our property after this tornado hit. And also, I could not help but smile when my comic book community reached out to me before some of my own family did. Doc, are you okay? Are you guys good? Thank you, Tanner, Pops. A couple of others did as well. You and Christy out in California reached out. You know.
I was telling Doc, go freaking, Doc's talking to me about the damn tornadoes coming and shit. And I'm like, go hide. Go hide.
I was already on the phone. But
I'm already
if you've never been through anything like that, I hope you never do. This town suffered millions of dollars in damage. It's been declared a national emergency. What do they call it? A natural disaster.
Natural disaster.
Yeah, by FEMA. And it's going to take this town a long time to recover.
Yeah, 5 tornadoes is no joke. I mean, EF3s are they're pretty badass. I mean, they're brutal. They can definitely cause some super damage. I mean, it's not a 4 or 5, but I mean, it's still enough to fuck shit up.
Oh yeah,
it was unpleasant. But now I'm a bright side kind of guy. I really am. I will find something funny. I will find the good in everything. So I live at the bottommost part of the valley. This little bowl I live in. Surrounded by hardwood oaks. It was always shady and cool. The trees are gone. There's sunshine in my backyard now, and the shed is gone. So I'm putting in a garden back there.
There you go.
Tomatoes, some squash, some cucumbers. And if you've never had a Georgia tomato, I feel for you. You have missed an experience.
Tragedy.
I would send some out to some friends.
You put some peach trees back there. So if you live in Georgia, you got to make peach trees in the backyard.
Yeah, I lost my apple tree, so I am going to plant. I'd like a peach tree. I want a citrus tree. I don't care what kind.
Nice.
I'm going to replace my orchard, and I am absolutely going to have a garden this spring because ground's already tore to shit.
Yeah, it's good to go.
Nature's rototiller.
Yeah, I don't even have to till the ground. When they brought that skid steer,
they'll get the ground for you.
It looked like the 10th ACR did maneuvers in my yard. It's just all torn to hell. So, looking on the bright side, always. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Q, Pops, Tanner, as always, my right-hand man. Thanks for coming out on the stream. Have we played that beautiful bean footage yet? I think, Stephen.
No, I said tune in tonight. Stephen B, 7 o'clock, right here on the network.
Yes, absolutely. Tune in and watch Stephen B. He is a fun hangout. I will hopefully be there.
Now, we will be following that up.
All right, draw about random stuff.
Yes.
We'll be following that up with the Horror Movie Club. We'll be covering Maniac Cop 2 tonight.
Yes.
That's the one where Bruce doesn't hang out very long. I think he has a really short role in this one.
Pat, as always, thank you for hanging out with us and viewing and watching. And without those thumbs up, without those subscribe, particularly to my channel, thank you very much.
Y'all go sub to Doc's channel. Damn.
Without you guys, I would still do this because it's fun to hang out with my buddies, and these are all my buddies. I love these guys.
Oh yeah.
But it's much more fun when we have the chat along with us because you guys make the shit even better.
Oh, absolutely.
On that note, Pops, play us the hell out of here.
Y'all want to find out where everybody can be found real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hold on the horn, man.
I have failed my host duties. Let me rectify that right now. Stephen B., where can people find you?
Well, you can find me here. You can find me there. You can find me anywhere on under Boldcat Studios.
All right. All
There
right.
you go.
And the great Max Devill, where can people find you?
You can find me right here at atrocitypress.com. It's got all of our social media links and all of the news is on the front page. Plus, you can get to our store there to buy some merch or some swag or the books. And currently, you can check out Mary Machine Gun #4. It's on Kickstarter. It's the last story, or the last book in this story arc. So we're wrapping everything up for this one. And there's a lot of revelations about Mary and Charlotte, and a whole lot of action and adventure. So you're gonna really dig it. It's one of our best books so far.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to get them. Can't wait to get them. Hey, let me ask you something there, Q. Where can people find you?
You can always find me here in the Madness Comic Book Network on YouTube.
That's my boy. That's my boy. Hey, my co-host, my right-hand man, my wingman, Tanner Hurley. Where can people find you? What do you do?
Right here, apothecpress.com. Check us out. I'm on social media. You know, if it's out there, I have it. I have a TikTok. I got a Twitter. I got it all.
I'm starting to
got it all. He's got it all.
Starting to try to work through TikTok. I downloaded the app and started looking at it, and I'm like, man,
I'm not doing it. Sorry,
I'm too old for this.
That's a bridge too far. I'm Doc Blalock. I'm the writer artist on Pariah Blood and Mud, and I am also a fine artist, a painter. Been making art forever, but I'm also the co-host of CromCon, and I run Doc's Coffee Shop here. This is my coffee shop, okay? And occasionally there are free refills through the week, so be sure you tune in. Be sure you hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. Ring the little bell, and we'll be glad to have you on board. Last but not least, the man himself.
I'm Pops. I'm the guy who started the madness. That's all. That's all. And that's where you find me all the time, doing mad shit. Yo. But hold up, put me back up there. The hat is getting full and heavy. I'm gonna need some stuff for the rim here soon.
Nice.
I got this. I got this pin. I was thinking, man, I can stick this on there, but this thing is so freaking big. Minute Comics, one of our sponsors. This thing is so freaking big that it would probably weigh.
Yeah, that one may have to go in the back. In that one spot. Hey,
I know, right? Good help. A store hard to find.
Tune in next week, CromCon weekend. It's going to be wild, just like it always.
It is, and you're going to see some stuff worth seeing. You're going to meet people worth meeting. We're going to have a good conversation. We're going to have laughs, and you are all invited to be a part of that experience. The only rule I have on my show is if I invite you on, don't shit on the floor. That's it. So with that, we bid you all a great day, and the doctor is out.
Peace.
What are we going to play? What haven't we not played yet? We got
you need to play Pariah Blood and Mud one more time. This is my show.
Yeah, maybe we got some we haven't played yet. So.
Yeah, okay. I heard
this one. You guys know these guys.
Bringing you sex, sass, and style. Buckle up and unlock your imagination for a fun adventure with these death-dealing dames. They sail the galaxy in search of spoils. The most dangerous acquisition, and the most fruitful, are the legendary Splinters of Yggdrasil. The Splinters are magical artifacts forged from the Tree of Life that wreak havoc on the universe. The missions are perilous, but the bounty is glorious. Enjoy our hyper-fictional wonderland. How is a pirate ship sailing through space? 'Cause magic. How do they heal so quickly after battle? 'Cause magic. How are they able to communicate through jewelry? 'Cause magic. It's all about the characters. Abo, rough, robotic, ready. Mo, carefree, callous, courageous. Mistress Graven, daring, diplomatic, dominating. Betsy, academic, accountable, aristocratic. Nefara, ancient, assured, adrenaline junkie. Bruto, proud, prominent, protective. Fisty, independent, incendiary, invigorating. Roxy, superficial, scarred, secretive. Once you get to know this diverse crew of mythical miscreants, You'll be anxious to find out what trouble they'll get into on the next episode. Go to abogrizzly.com and order both halves of the first episode today.
In a world where creatures of myth and legend exist, a covert task force is charged with keeping humanity safe from supernatural threats. And when young Nancy Moon stumbles into the eternal battle between good and evil, she finds... Oh my God, will you shut up? What's happening? Agent Beckett here. Aren't you tired of stuff like that? Want something different? Roll the tape. Whoops. Sorry about that. That's a song I'm writing for my ex. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's more like it. Alrighty. Welcome to the world of the mythicals. We have it all. Monsters. Magic. Government agents. He's the strong silent type. This guy. Ugh, gross, dude. Get some kind of cream or something. Lots of 90s style action. Pew pew pew. And that strong female lead alluded to earlier. Not to mention a dashing field commander with a great sense of fashion. Look at those glasses. South River Studios presents The Mythicals, Issue 1. Buy it, if you dare. Ugh, will you can it already? How'd you get free? Now beat it before I lose my cool. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today. Like right now.
Sign up today on Indiegogo.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to do it.
hands. Jazz hands are great.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month,